Hello guys, welcome to Nemtech channel. I believe you are doing good wherever you are, and this is CSS Crash Course Part 6, and today we are going to discuss on the CSS drop downs, gallery, forms, and we shall finish with the counters. And so guys, before we get started, please subscribe to this channel and also like this video. So basically, let's go to our text editor. I'm using the Visual Studio Code, and this is my text editor, and these are the codes that I've used to create these two headings. This is the H1, this is H3. But now I believe that there's someone that this is their first time to code. So perhaps let me delete and clear everything so that we may begin together with you. So let me erase and save so that it may be blank. We may begin together. Also with this CSS, let me clear everything and save. So I have my CSS is very blank, HTML is blank also. So now to save your HTML, just type anything .html. The key thing is this extension .html, or with the CSS the key thing is this extension .css. You can write anything, but remember you finish with the HTML or CSS. So now to my HTML, just type the exclamation mark. And then if you are using the Visual Studio Code, or if you are using the Sublime Text or any text editor, you can just write HTML, and then you click enter. But now I'm using the Visual Studio Code. Let me just write the exclamation mark, and then I click enter to create the structure of our web page. So now it has created the structure of our web page. Basically, this first line define the version of the HTML you're using. This is HTML5. And then HTML itself define the root of the document. It's a HTML document, and then we have the language, which is English, and then we have the head, and in the head we have the title, and also we have this metadata, which is define the responsiveness of your page to different screens or devices. So let me just edit here, and let me say before then, let me save so that it may be blank, so that I may believe that we are doing it afresh. So it's very blank. So now we want to do it afresh. So in the title you can say CSS crash course part 6. Remember, we have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Also we have the the HTML videos, so you can revisit them if you haven't do so. Yeah. So now this CSS Crash Course part 6, and then remember this title here will appear at the tab section. Let me save and show you. Refresh. So you can see that this title will appear at the tab section, but not at the page. So if you want it to appear at the page, you write at the body section. Just write at the page, at the body section. So H1, and then I give it something like let me just copy these lines and I paste it here. Part 6. Also, you can create a H2, a H3, or perhaps H3, or whichever heading you want. And then here you can say we are discussing the CSS drop down. So let me create so let's say CSS drop downs. What else? We are discussing the galleries, right? So gallery, and then we have also we shall discuss also the forms, and we shall finish with the counters. So click Control plus S. Always ensure that you save your work. So click Control plus S to save, and then I go to your to your browser, and then I refresh. Yeah. So we have refreshed. Remember to get this code, you just open your File Explorer. To get this browser, just open the File Explorer where you've saved your documents, and then go to, for me I've gone it is in this second partition, the media disk D, and then it's here in the cheat sheet, and then it is in the HTML, and then when you click on this one, it will open that data browser here. That's why you can see it is the way it is. So now here's my document, but before then let me just remove this window for my file explorer so that it may not interfere with the work. So now this is the H1 and the H3, but now let me a bit try to style it. So to style it to the external CSS, ensure that you've linked your external CSS here. So to link it, you just write link, and then I click enter, and then ensure in this link you type the exact name the way it appears in the in your CSS document. Remember, it's my styles.css. You can write anything, but remember you end with the CSS. So let me just write my CSS, my style.css, and then I click Ctrl+S to save, and then to save. So now go to your CSS, and then now in the H1 you can open you write the selected H1, and then you open and close the curly braces, and perhaps you can say text align. You give it center. Perhaps let's tell the heading to have some shadow, so you say text shadow, so you can give it a color, like a color to be red. I used red initially, so let me say red. Or you can use the values like these hexadecimal values like a hash, and then you write F, and then I give it the rest 00. If you give it F is the largest value, and then if you give the rest 00, so the color will be red. And then the size of the image of the shadow, let's give it 3 pixels, and then the distance let's give it 2 pixels, and then the blurriness, let's add some blurriness here, I guess, and then 3 pixels, and then click Ctrl+S to save. Also let's type the second heading, so H3, and then open and close the curly braces. Use the curly braces, don't not the angle brackets, the square brackets. Use the curly braces, and then say what, say text align to be at the center. Then I click Ctrl+S to save, and then here refresh. You can use this icon, or you can click Ctrl+R to refresh. So now let's add some background in that page. So just write body to add some background at the body, and then I give it background color. Give it something like a light blue. I always like a light blue at the background. So I click Ctrl+S to save, and then on the browser just click Ctrl+R to refresh, or you can use this icon here for refresh. So now basically this was just to remind those who are not on board, or those who this is their first time to code. So basically this I've designed this heading in with these lines of codes here. But now remember, today we are discussing on the CSS drop downs, and and the gallery, and images. So before then let me add some div here. Remember, this page is now static. I want it to have some space down there so that I can scroll. So to do so, you don't have to do it, but you can do it if you wish. Just write div at the end of this near the body div. Just write div, and then I click enter, and then I say create an internal CSS, an inline CSS actually, style, and then I give margin top, give it something like a 500 pixel. Then I click Ctrl+S to save, and then on the browser click Ctrl+R to refresh. So at least now I have some space there. I can do my stuff very well without interference. So now I see that we are discussing the CSS drop downs. So let me add some comment so that we may begin very well. So let me say the HTML comments, you use the angle brackets and then exclamation mark, then you type these are 2 hyphen, and then inside you write drop downs. Comments will not appear at the browser, but it just help developers to identify the position or the places where they code drop downs. Yeah. So the drop downs. So what do you know about the drop downs? I think you have ever come across this stuff. So perhaps you can, if you have a menu on your, or if you have ever interacted with a certain website, and then in the menu when you have on it, or you place your mouse over it, you can see some other menus appear or a pop-up. So those are basically the drop downs. Or perhaps when you have on a certain image, you can see several images popping up. So basically those are the drop downs. So basically the drop downs hide some content. When you have on it, that's when you see those are drop downs. So basically those are the drop downs, and I'm going to show you an example so that you may understand very, very well. So perhaps let's here now create let's create a div here. Let's create a div and say div. Actually div, just write div, and then you can give it a class. Class, and then you can say something like a drop down. Let's say drop down, yeah, drop down, and then you can have your span. You can have a span here, span, a span, and then here in the span you can say anything like let me say click me to discover me more, click me to know me more, to know me more, click me to know me more. So this is the drop down. Actually the text that will appear on the browser, and also you can create another div here again. Remember this first div we haven't closed it. Actually we will close at the end of the those are codes. So now here I just write a div, div again, yeah, div, and then you can say something like you can say in this div you can say what in this div you can give it a class again for content, content drop down content. So class, you give it a class, and then I can say drop down content, drop down content. You click at the this dash or a hyphen and then say content, the content, yeah. So in the content, yeah, and then you can also have a paragraph to explain that drop down, now the content for the drop down. So let's say p, and then you can say you can say nice to meet you, or anything, nice to see you too, nice to see you too. Remember that this first div and this second div we haven't closed it yet. We haven't closed. I had closed, but it wasn't supposed to be closed. So in this now let's close them at the bottom here. Let's close, click enter, and then I can say div. You can use the angle bracket, and then you write the exclamation mark, the forward slash, and then I click div to close this first this second div, and then also we have another div here, the first div. So to close it, you just write a div, you just write the angle bracket and then /. So you have closed the div. So now that you have your your HTML document, now let's style it. Let's go to our CSS. So with our CSS now, you can go anywhere and say, or let me create a comment here in the CSS also, so that we may we may understand that the stuff very well. So but remember, the comments will not appear at the browser, but just to help the developers to arrange their work in an organized way. So comments and then say drop downs, yeah. It's not a must you write, but to just arrange your work well, you can write. And then now in the CSS now, let's style it. Let's style the drop down. So here in the CSS, you can begin with that the drop down. So just write the full stop, and then you write drop down. Remember, the class was drop down. Drop down, I guess that's the correct spelling for drop down. Drop down, yeah, I guess. And then you can give it position. Let it be relative. Again, you can give it some display to be. Remember, span is it's an inline, so you must give it an inline display to be an inline block. So display, let's give it some inline block, yeah, and then save. And then now go to another selector now for content. So just write drop down, and then hyphen, and then now you say content. For the content now, then I'll open and close the curly braces, and then you can say display to be none, at the content now, display to be none. And then you can say you can give it a position to be absolute. Position you can say absolute. And then another thing, let's add some background color. You can give it any color, like let me give it any color here, because this is not actual, this is just for practice and or a class class purpose for understanding. Then you can give it a mean width, minimum width. You can give it something like let's say minimum width, you can give it even 150, 160, 200. Give it even 160 pixel. Give it 160 pixel, and also you can have instead of having the the borders, you can have a shadow, box shadow. So you can say box shadow, and then perhaps at the top and the bottom, let's give it 0 pixel, and then at the left, at the right hand side, you can say give it something like 8 pixel, or 9 or 10, any value, 8 pixel. And then here at the bottom, give it even something like 16. Let it have a very large value, 16 pixel. And then perhaps give it 0 pixel at the left hand side, so 0 pixel. And then let the box shadow be something like the color. No, red not good, perfect. Let a lighter color, perhaps let's say something white. or it not be that perfect. Any color. Let me just choose any color here. Yeah, and then perhaps let's have some padding also in this other property. Property, you can have padding also. Padding, remember padding is the space between the characters. The content now. You can say 12 pixel at the bottom and the top and the bottom pixel, 15 12 pixel, and at the left and right you can give it something like a 16 pixel, and perhaps the z index, give it 1. Z index, give it 1. And then perhaps now when you have on it, so let's at least, yeah, so just write the full stop, and then a drop down, and then put the colon, and then I say block. When you have not block, have drop down when you have and then also the drop down content. Also just write the full stop and then drop down content. So to have the effects in this that took elements, the content, and the drop down itself, and then you can say the display to be block. So display to be block. Then click Ctrl plus S to save, and then go to your browser, and then click Ctrl plus R to refresh. So you guys, you can see when I have on this text, you can see I have my my drop down. So when I have on it, I can see some other text. Now this is the drop down that I've been talking about, but now the background color is not that pleasing, but I can change the box shadow. The box shadow, let me give it a color like yellow. Then I click Ctrl plus S to save, and then I here refresh, Ctrl plus R to refresh. So guys, when I have on it, you can see at least I can see some drop down. So these are the drop downs that I've been talking about. Until I have on it, that's when I can see the other text. So basically these are the drop down. So but now for you to understand better, let me create the drop down for the menu, the navigation bar. So for navigation bar, so to my text editor, to the HTML, first of all, always ensure that you are in the HTML, and then now here in the HTML, now you can write your menu here, and also the text itself. First of all, the div, I don't know, let me just delete this one so that it may not interfere with you. Yeah, can I? Let me just delete so that it may not interfere with you. And then let's create another div. Create another div, and then don't close. First of all, my text editor always completes for me, except for me when I don't want. So have a class here, and then say drop down again, and then I can have a button. This time let's use a button for just write a button. You can have a button, and perhaps in this button you can say menu. Let me say menu, not really. I can give it any name. Let me say menu. The text is menu. Also in this button, I can have my class here. my class class, and say in this class, let me say drop down button. So drop button, so the let me say btn for button, drop button. And also let me have some links there. So let me have some links. So then I click enter, and then let me have the hashtag, because we don't have the URL for that link. But now let me say home page, and then create another link, and let me just copy so that it may not waste a lot of time. Just type in. I hate typing. My typing speed is very low. That's why I hate typing. So I have my for home. Let me say about contact. I can also have the one for blogs. What else? News. Let's say news or anything. News. And then always ensure that you close. Before then, you can have these are the content. Now I forgot to add the content, so you just say div. But now always ensure that you don't have this. You haven't closed. They ensure that this content it is in this div. But now let's have a class, because we have another div there. So you create a class to separate the to classify those div. And then here you can say now drop down content, hyphen, and then content, drop down content. So in the content now we shall have this link for home, about, contact, and so forth. So now in this we have 5 links here. So now let's close this first div for this second div. So just write the angle bracket, then a /, also the angle bracket and / to close this first div. Always ensure that your elements are closed. So this first tag is closed here at the end, and then this second div is closed here. So now that my content is very well arranged in a very proper way in a very proper way, save your work, and then now go to your CSS so that we may now style it. So let's now style it. So to style, let's begin with the button itself. So just write the full stop, and then say drop button, drop button, btn for button, and then open and close the curly braces, and then now have your properties there. So let's have some background for it. Background color for the button, let's give it something like which color? Give me your color. Let me say which color is good? I don't know. I'm out of choice. So let me choose even this one. There's no issue, but it's not that perfect. Let me choose a green color. Yeah. So the button for it will be green, and then the color. Let's color of the text now. Let's give it white. It will match with the green. And then another property, let's have some padding 16 pixel pixel, or 1 em. Remember 1 em equals to 16 pixel. And also another property is font size for the text. Let it be 16 pixel again, 1 EM, the usual one, 16 pixel, the default one. And again, let's have some border to be none. Border should be none for that button. So draw border, let's say none. Again, let's have the cursor. Let's have the cursor pointer there when you have on it. It shows that hand on that button drop down. So again, let's go to another selector here, another declaration here, and then say dot drop down. So drop down now itself, the drop down itself. So position should be what? Position should be relative as always. And then anything else, the display should be inline block. Yeah, I think we are done with the drop down itself. So let's go to another selector. Another selector is the drop down content. So just write the full stop and then a drop down content, and then open and close the curly braces, and you can say display to be none, and then the position now, it will be absolute. Position is absolute now, and then drop down content, and then you can have the background color. The other one was green. The other one we chose green, but this time let's try yellow. I don't know how to match colors well, but this is not just for for the matter of class, for you to understand. So it's not a real website. So then you can have the min width. I always like to have 160 pixel. 160 pixel, the minimum width. And then you can have also the box shadow. In the box shadow, you can say 0 pixel always in the at the top pixel, and also you can have 8 pixel at the right hand side, 8 pixel, and also you can have the 16 pixel at the bottom, 16 pixel at the bottom. And also on the left hand side, you can give it any color, any value. Let's say 0, give it 0, and the color of the shadow, let's give it red. You can use the value, you can use the hexadecimal values, you can use any, or even the HSL, the hue, saturation and lightness. So whichever value you're using to get the color, it's good, just good. There's no restriction here. And then you can have the Z index. I remember I taught you this stuff. So also always ensure that you close with the with the semicolon before going to another property. So Z index, always give it 1. So now what else has it remained? That has remained. So the drop down content now, but now the link, those links now. So drop down content, but now the link, we are targeting the link E when you have and then I click the curly braces, and then I say hover. When you hover, and then you can give it open and close the curly braces, and the property, give it a background color, You can give it any other color. Let's say black this time, or black is not pleasing. Let me choose this one, teal, and then I can also, I guess that's not enough for it. What else have it that has remained? So drop down itself when you hover. So drop down when I hover, so colon, and then hover. Also the content when I hover, the drop down content when I hover. So the two selectors here. So and then close the open the the colon, and then you say hover. So I have two selectors here, and then I open and close the curly braces and say display. Display should be block. Always block here. Always block, and then so we have remained with the button. With the button, drop down button when you hover. The drop down button, but now when you hover on it, the drop down button when you hover, when you hover it will be also the drop down button itself. So that drop button, you can give it a background color, like you can say background color. Which color will you use now? Even purple is not bad. It's not bad there. So when you are done, just click Ctrl+S to save. Then go to your browser and then refresh. So guys, you can see that when I have on it, I can have my links here. Yeah. So I can see, you can see I have my other links for my about and so forth. So I can see the content now very well. The content also, you can arrange them to be in a in a list form, without to be in a without the to have this decoration the underline here. So you can go to the content, the drop down content here. Yeah, here it is. You can say text decoration. So text decoration. So text decoration, you can give it none. What else? Display. Display, we said none. So let me click Ctrl+S and then here refresh and see changes. Still is not affected. But now this basically just wanted to show you how you can have your drop down. So you can arrange them to be in a list. Perhaps let me try to make it. Let me go to drop down content now. When so the effect here is now I had already another CSS that it's now interfering with this one. So what I'll do, let me just delete this one. This first one I had not deleted it, so let me just delete it. Yeah, and then save. Ctrl+R to refresh. Oh, I have removed even the what. So just let it remain the way it is. But basically I just wanted to show you how you can create a drop down. So you just save, click Ctrl+S to save, then on the browser refresh, and then this is now your menu. So when you click on it, it now pops up, or it brings the the other content here for about and so forth. So basically this now you can simply have your drop down. So now we want to talk about the gallery. So do you know anything about the gallery? I hope yeah, I do understand that at least you know a gallery, because you have a gallery on your phone or on your laptop or whichever device it is. So you can have a gallery. So gallery basically this is the place where your images are stored. So with the CSS now you can have your you can create the images on your website to have a gallery section, so that the visitors can can find some content there actually, to see your pictures. Basically if you are creating a photograph website, you might want to have those galleries, so that the users may at least be familiar or have a visual impression about your content. So that's why you need to have a CSS gallery. So CSS also can be used to create an image gallery, and I'm going to show you an example here. So ensure first of all that you have images on your computer in the same folder or in the same directory as the where your HTML document is. So go to your HTML document now. Yeah, go to your HTML, and perhaps let me just delete, so that it may not confuse you. Also to my CSS, let me just delete it, or perhaps let me say create another comment here and say we are discussing image gallery. So let's say image gallery, and then star, and then / So this is the comment. As I told you that earlier, that it will not appear the browser. This just help you to arrange your work or to rename the segment or parts where you coded. So now we want to create this is HTML. This is CSS, actually CSS. So comments in the HTML, you use the angle bracket and then an exclamation mark, and then you type your content here after 2 colons, 2 hyphens, and then say image gallery. I just want to make you familiarize with this comment, so that you may in the future when you'll be coding, use these comments for you to specify where you coded or where you typed your your stuffs. So now we want to discuss on the image gallery. So I said earlier that you need to have the images image folder at the same place, or at the same position, or at the same in the same main folder with the the HTML document where it is under CSS and the stuff. So ensure that you have your image also there. Perhaps let me open it and show you an example. So open the file explorer, and then I go to media. I saved it on media, that's why I'm going to media, and then here the cheat sheet, and then it is in the HTML and the CSS. So now I placed my images in this same folder, HTML and the CSS. I have my HTML, my CSS, and then photos. I have the folder for photos. So when I click on it, I have some photos here. My image, this is the friend of mine, and then my logo. Here I have my whatever here, my pictures, my several pictures, my CSS logos and stuffs. So basically you need to have the image folder at the same directory with this CSS and the HTML. I'm pretty sure you have understood that. So let's go to our HTML, And now create a div always, create a div, and but do not close this. Text editor usually closes for you, but ensure that you don't close. So class, you can say class and give it gallery. You can say gallery, and then you can give it a target, a link, but now target hyperreference. You can say image1. Let me say image1. I can say it something like you can say photos. Actually, you begin with the folder it's photos, and then you say image1. Before then, let me say let me have some image. My image here, img, and then in the search, in the source, you can say let me give it image1. So photos, you say photos, the folder was photos, and then I can say give it image1, and then alternative text can say image1, no problem, but not necessarily you're writing image1, because this is just an example. Image1, can say image1 or image1. So in case that you have deleted the images, it will show this text here, so that the users may guess that the image that was there, it was his image1, or perhaps his logo, or whichever name it is. But now let's have some some width. So I want to make it appear square, so let me say width, let me give it 100 by 100. So the height, let me give it height, let me give it again 100. Height 100, sure. Height 100, and then perhaps let me have a link here, a link here. So and then in the, let me have the target here, let me target to be blank, so that when they click on it, it will appear on another tab. So target attribute here, and then give it blank, so underscore and then blank, so underscore and then blank, and then a hyper reference. You can give it even just say hash, not necessarily, because you don't have the URL. You can give it a hash, but also remember, don't close, and then perhaps let's now close the link here. So actually we have closed the so now let's now close the div. Perhaps let's have a div for description, for the description of the text. So just write a div, and perhaps say a div, and say what div, and then the text for the div, let me say hi, hello there. This, let me say this pic is my favorite. It's my favorite my favorite. And then And now let me close the first div. Remember I didn't close here, so let me close before then. Let me have some class here. So the class for description, so you can say I can just say disk description disk, yeah, not necessarily type everything. And then I ensure that you close the div, ensure you close the div. Actually you say you open the angle bracket and forward slash, and you close the div. So now I don't want to type a lot, so let me just copy, but now I'll be changing the images, image 1 to be image 2, image 3. I want to have some several galleries there. I want to have some several galleries there, so let me just copy and paste there several of them. So here you can say, you can change it to be image what, image 2, image 2, image 2, and then here you can change it to be image 3, image 3, and then here change it to be image 4, image 4, and then these are done, change it to be image 5. Of course, let me add another one here, and say my logo. Let me add my logo here, my logo. So I'm pretty sure it's now good, it's now perfect now. And then I click Ctrl+S to save, and then let's now go to our CSS and style it. So go to your external CSS, or if you're using the internal CSS, you can as well style it there. There is no restriction. You can as well use the internal, the inline, or external, but I always prefer external CSS. So now, so the div for gallery itself, div, and then dot gallery, and then open and close the curly braces. So margin for that gallery, so margin, you can give it even something like let's say even 5 pixel. You can give it even something border. You can have a border for it, border, and say give it 1 pixel, or a thin. You can say thin or 1 pixel, or let me say thin, and then let me say give it the style to be solid, and then perhaps the color, let's give it black or what, yeah, black. So let me say black, or let me choose another color, perhaps let me say white. Let it be black, black, and then perhaps let's go to another selector now for the the images itself. So just write a div, so div dot description, actually div dot gallery, and then image. Now we are targeting img image, so we want to style the image now, the images. So the images should be the width should be 100 100%. So it will take its full width, and then the height always is auto. Give it auto, yeah. And then let's go to the description. So just write div dot disk. It was disk, yeah, description, and then open and close the curly braces, and perhaps you can say give it padding space between the the characters there, around the character, yeah, words. You can give it padding to be, let's say, give it even 15 pixels, any value you wish, but for me I go to with 15. And then a text align, you can give it sender to be centered, yeah. So click Ctrl plus S to save, then on the browser just refresh. So guys, you can see how my images here, my gallery. So guys, you can see it's now very awesome. It's awesome now, my images here. Yeah, you can resize the images to be the way you want, but you can see it's now very pleasing. I have the description here, the description of the image. Remember, I just wrote, I copy pasted and they say hello there, this is my pic, and I copy pasted and I put everything here to be in this to have the same the same text. So basically this is now how you can add the gallery, your gallery to your to your browser. So I think you are good now with this. So we'll go to another thing. Yeah, let's go to another thing. You can try as much as you want to make it to familiarize with this stuff. So I want us to go to another very key thing, the forms. So I guess you have ever interacted with the forms in a certain website. So the forms are used to collect the user inputs. So for example, if you can have the space for name, the agenda, those are check boxes. So perhaps when you fill them and then submit, so the developer can have your content, or can collect your data using those forms. So the forms are very good on our website. So let me go to the end of this div and say, write a comment. The comment, this is HTML, and say 2 dashes and say forms, CSS forms. So the CSS forms. So we are going to create a simple form and style it so that you may understand. Remember the forms we talked about when we were discussing the HTML. So now it's I'm not going to details in it, but I am pretty sure you'll understand, because we are going to repeat again, but I'll not focus on it so much. So let's have the user input for the first name, the last name, and perhaps gender. You select the gender, and perhaps anything else, maybe country, and so forth. So for example, let me say here, let me have P, let me say H3 again, and say symbol registration form. simple registration form. And now in this first line we are going to create form. So just write form, form. Then I click enter. So action, let's give it a hash. I haven't taught you the PHP for collecting the server side, but just type hash. We'll discuss PHP later, but for now just write hash. This is just a text for testing. And then now that you have your form, so everything that you are going to code, ensure that it's between this form, first form, and the second form. So the content should be just between these tabs. So yeah, so now before then let's have the div here, another div, so that we may just style it at the and then they close it at the end of the of your form, below the forms, the form, after form down there, the closing tag for form, then just right there, so that you may not forget to close, because if you don't close it, not have a not be that good, that effective. So we want to create the one for the first name, so that the user may just type their first name at the where at the text box. So I just write label, begin with the label. So label for this now for text, label for f name, give it even for f name, first name, and then the text itself, give it say first name, first name, actually first name, first name. Seems like I want to be tired to get exhausted, but we must finish. So just write first name, and then now the input. So you just write input. So the input type should be text, text, so that someone can just type the text there. And now let's have the ID. So ID, so ID now distinguishes an element from different, so it makes something to be unique. It is always good to have your ID. So f name, so the ID is f name, and then the name itself is first name. Yeah, the name is first name. Also you can have the placeholder. I forgot to have the name itself. Just you must write the name, and then you say first name in there. So first name, and then I have a placeholder, so that someone may just get to know where they write. So just write a placeholder, and say perhaps say your name, I guess that's good. So this is now for the first name. So let's have a break tag here, the break tag, so BR, yeah. And then let's create also another line here, and for the last name. So before let me just copy to reduce time wastage to type, where I told you that I hate typing. So let me just copy it here, but now change to be L last name, L name, and then here let me just say last name. So the text is also here say L name, up here just say last name, and the placeholder, let it remain your last name. Let me say your last name, and here let me say your first name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's now perfect. So perhaps let me create another one for perhaps a checkbox for gender. Actually it's a red, let me create a radio button where it's good. So we are going to begin with the input type, and let me say radio. Yeah, radio. Yeah, so input type is radio, and then perhaps, or let me use a different one, this might confuse someone, because the checkbox and the radio button, they're a bit, perhaps let me create the one for choosing the country or agenda, for gender. So let me create a label. So the label for what? The label for, let me say country, perhaps country, yeah, country, and then at the text let it be country again, country. Yeah, so now let's have the select option. Select. So the select name is a select name is a country. Select name is country, should be country. So someone select their country, and then the ID should be country. ID is country. ID is country again, and then now maybe perhaps yeah, I guess this is good. So let's have this option. Ensure that this select is at the end of this start. So let's have some options here. So option, the first option, let the value to be option, let the value to be, perhaps let me say Kenya. I'm a Kenyan, so let me say the value to be Kenya. Yeah, and then now the Kenya, and then now the text is Kenya. Yeah, text is Kenya. So perhaps let me just copy these lines and paste it down there, so that it may be good. It may not cost us a lot of time. Just paste it here. So perhaps let me say US. Here US in the second one. USA. Is USA a country? I don't know. USA. And then here maybe perhaps let's say Canada. So the text is Canada. Canada. Let's say here our neighbor is Uganda, and say Uganda. So Uganda. So perhaps yeah, I guess it's perfect for now. Again, let's have the submit button. So with the submit button, you just write the input. So input type, the input type is submit, and the value should be submit again, value. So the value is submit, the value is submit. So let's go to our CSS so that we may style it to appear in a very, very decent way, very organized way. So ensure that you've saved here, and then go to your CSS so that you may now style it and appear, so that it may appear in a very good way, in a very awesome way. So let's begin with the input. And let me create some comment here. Star, and then let me say we're discussing what this is forms. Then a star, then a /. So now let's begin with the input itself. Input the input. Then let's have this open and close the angle bracket here, the square brackets, and then type your your attributes here. So type, so the type submit equal sign, just write equal sign, and then submit. So yeah, we can also, I didn't show you the attribute to use the HTML attribute to on your CSS to save them, but I think it's something that you can just understand when we just code here, because I taught you the those are combinators and selector stuffs, so you're not bad in it. So now let's now have the width. The width should be the property. Now the width should be 100%, 100%, and then a background color. You can say even choose any color, like chartreuse, any color. I'm just using any color that is available, and then the color itself, that was background color. So the color itself, let me give it black or anything darker, because the background is at least lighter. And then perhaps let's say not really, let me choose black or white, black. And then always ensure that you close the semicolon, and then say give it padding to be something like let's say 14 pixel at the top and bottom, 14 pixel, and then say 20 pixel, 20 pixel at the right hand side and the left hand side. And then margin, margin, let's say perhaps let's say 8 pixel at the top and bottom, and then at the right hand side let's give it 0 pixel. You can write pixel or just 0. Remember 0 even if you use any unit. Pixel, pixel, em, centimeter, kilometers, 0 will always remain 0, so there's no need even to add the units. And then let's have a border here, a border none, a border to be none, and then another property here. Let's say the border radius. Border radius, give it even for 4 pixel. 4 pixel. And then a cursor pointer, so that it may have a hand like this one, so that it may have a hand, a hand when you point on it, to make sure that cursor pointer. Yeah, I think. Then let's go to another selector. So the next selector is now the when you have so input input, and then your angle, the square brackets, and say now let's say another attribute here is the type submit, but now when you have equal sign submit, but now we are targeting when you have so they are called what, the colon. The colon. My head is let's just continue. Background color when you have the other one was let's choose another color, like let's say a cyan is not good. Dark orange, yeah, I think this is good. So the div itself, remember the div, everything was under the div. So div, and the div, open and close the curly braces. Ensure that you are keen with this angle bracket, these brackets. This the curly braces. We have the angle bracket, the square brackets. We have the angle brackets. So guys, ensure that you write the proper tag, the proper what, those are tags here. I don't know. So the div itself, let's give it a border, border radius. Border radius. You can give it any value, like let's say 5 pixels, not bad. 5 pixel. The background color, you can give it any color, like let's give it this color, and then perhaps padding, let's give it 20 pixel. 20 pixels, is it good? Yeah, 20 pixel. So when you're done, just click Ctrl+S to save, and then on the browser just refresh. So guys, you can see you have now there, but now it has affected these other stuff too, because it has the divs. That's why it's affecting every div here. It's affecting the divs here. But now let me add some break tags, so that it may be at least that pleasing. So to my HTML, so let me say add some break tag here, BR, to create some space, at least BR, at least 3 BRs, break tags. So BR again, BR, and then at the submit button. So here BR, then another BR. Then I click Ctrl+S to save, and then on the browser just refresh. So guys, at least it's a form. So you can style anything. So like you can type your name. So like name, you can type anything. Name, let's say I'm Nehemiah. I'm Nehemiah, maybe say Wekesa. You can choose a country, like I'm in US or I'm in Canada, and then when I submit, it will not have any effect because we don't have any server side language. So also you can also create the reset button, but there's no need to explore more, to make stuff complicated. So let's go to another thing. I think you've now understood this stuff. Yeah, I guess you have understood. So you can style a form, you can style these you can also style these this is what you can style these sizes, the size of the boxes to be whatever style you want, and so forth. But I think for now you've understood this far. So the last thing that we want us to talk about is the CSS counters. So before then, let's have the comments here, the HTML comment, and say CSS counters, and then let's have h2 for heading, and let me say CSS what CSS what, and this is h2 CSS counters yeah, CSS counters, and then I can say h4 let's this time use h4, and then in the h4 let me say lorem 4 to create let's say lorem 6 to create 6 words. Yeah, lorem 6 to create 6 words. But now I hate typing. Let me just copy and then paste. Copy, paste. Just paste. Yeah, paste. So and then click Control plus S. Control plus S to do what? To save. Sorry guys. So Control plus S to save, and then now to our CSS. Let's have some comments. So the first slash followed with a star, and then CSS counters, then star, and then you close. Actually you close. So guys, this the last stuff that we are going to discuss. I see like I'm tired, so let's finish with this stuff. So in the body, so let's go to our body first of all. Let's go to our body. Yeah, actually in the body, so I had already created these stuff. So just write counter reset. Yeah, so counter reset and say section. We want to use the section, or you can use any other stuff, any value. Yeah, let's say section. And then now in this CSS so now let's go to H. It was h4, and then h4. Just write h4 followed with the 2 full colon and say before. So before those lorem something. So before, and then open and close the curly braces and say counter increment, so that the numbers go increasingly. And then let's say we gave it section, so like it will be going to section 1, section 2, and so forth. And let's say the content itself. So content open and close these speech marks. They are called what? Quotation marks, or I don't know. And then say section. section. Again here write counter, counter, let's say section. We chose section, and then write this stuff, open and close the quotation mark, and then write the full colon, also at this, and the end of this just write the semicolon. Yeah, that's good, this is good. And then just click, and always ensure save, click Ctrl+S to save, and then go to your text editor, and then refresh. So guys, you can see we have section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it numbers it automatically. You don't have to write numbers. So this is now all about counters. So guys, today we have discussed the drop downs, we have discussed the galleries, we have discussed what is the forms, how to style a form. You can do much practice. Remember, you have different categories of form. You can have the ones for radio buttons, the checked boxes, the text area for comments, to write some comments, and so forth. There are so many. So ensure that you do practice with these tabs, and to practice your the skills in the coding. So guys, I really appreciate you so much for supporting me by watching my videos, for liking my videos, also for subscribing, sharing to your friends. So guys, I really appreciate you so much. So let's meet to the last video on CSS, where we shall discuss, or we shall handle the final steps. So for now, let's end the video here. I feel very much tired. So thank you so much guys. I'll see you later. Thank you.